You know we haven't been in the studio for a while when the clap is off.
Hold on, should we retry it? There we go. I think that's a little bit better.
We're on.
What up, MJ?
Hi, AJ. What's up, brother?
Chilling, bro.
So we had some requests to talk about celebrities and some of their health complications, right?
Yep.
So we are doing celebrity health files today.
Fantastic.
You want to explain the game?
Yeah. So basically, it's going to be a fact or fiction.
Okay.
Whether this celebrity suffers from this specific disorder or not, and if they do, we'll just emphasize a little bit about that topic.
Perfect.
I think we have about 20 different celebrities that we're going to talk about, and then we got about 10 questions that we're going to do the health match files, which is pretty fun. So basically, what disorder the specific celebrity has, and we can go
and talk about
the
the disease itself and it. Kind of explain what it is.
I agree.
You ready?
Let's do
this.
Should
I start? So, fact or fiction? Angelina Jolie underwent a preventive double mastectomy after discovering she carried the BRCA1 gene mutation, increasing her cancer risk. And for everybody watching, you can answer before we answer.
Yes. So, basically, is it fact or fiction? Go. And it is fact.
Fact.
It is fact. Yep.
She had the BRCA1 gene, which is honestly way more dangerous and it's genetically.
Yep.
And that's why we always say screening. We talk about screening so much because if your grandmother had it at a young age, you shouldn't wait until you're 50 to do the screening. Do it earlier.
I agree.
Because the earlier you catch it, the earlier we could take it out and we prevent it from spreading, right?
Yep.
So we were talking about the BRCA1 gene mutation significantly increases and raises breast and ovarian cancer risk, both. So it's not just breast. It's both breast and ovarian risk.
Yep, that's why I talk to your doctor to get your mammograms and your routine screening.
And genetic testing.
Early, especially if you have it in the family, your mother, your sister, grandmother,
100%.
etc.
And she's a big advocate for doing these genetic testing because she had it. So she did a lot of donations. She did a whole bunch of things to help out the young girls that get this.
I agree. And for those of you who don't know what a mastectomy or a double mastectomy is, basically removal of the breast.
Completely.
Yeah, it's a complete removal of the breast.
Yeah,
and
because
a lot
they
of
have
times
lumpectomies.
Yep.
And then they have mastectomies.
Yep, exactly. Perfect. All right,
Your turn.
You got it. All right, second question. Ready? Mm-hmm. And this is one of my favorite actors, by the way, Tom Hanks. So Tom Hanks revealed, first of all, fact or fiction? Tom Hanks revealed he has type 1 diabetes, which requires insulin injections daily. So fact or fiction?
Fiction.
You're right. It is fiction because he suffers from type 2 diabetes.
Know the difference, guys.
Yeah, not all type 2 diabetes require insulin. Some of them require insulin depending on how bad your sugar is controlled. But the majority of them are with lifestyle modifications and diet. Very typically a lot of resistance. And your pancreas pretty much just stops making insulin. So lifestyle modifications, weight loss, exercise. And if that doesn't work, there's a lot of medication options that you can talk to your doctor. And of course, if that ultimately fails, insulin is your last resort.
So type 1 is more autoimmune, right?
Yes.
And then type 2 is mainly people get it from lifestyle. They eat bad.
Yep.
And some genetic factors. I think the way you guys got to understand it is with type 1, the pancreas just doesn't produce enough insulin.
Yep.
With type 2, think about it as the pancreas has a door and it opens and shuts, right? And so you do produce enough insulin, but sometimes when that door is shut, it doesn't release the insulin into the bloodstream. And also that's why we always talk about weight loss, which I always talk about.
For sure.
Adipose tissue, fat tissue, takes the insulin out of the blood and puts in the fat. And that's why your sugar runs high when you are overweight. So weight loss is one of the biggest things for type 2.
Yeah, and a lot of the type 1s they're diagnosed pretty young, at a younger age. Very, very common. They'll start complaining of wetting the bed. I mean, you talk about
wetting the bed's
8-year-olds,
huge.
9-year-olds, 10-year-olds. You know, they start wetting the bed and they're frequent, thirst and frequent urination. Make sure you check them for type 1 diabetes, or also I think known as juvenile type diabetes as well. So,
yes, sir.
All right, perfect. Your turn.
AJ, you ready?
Yeah, go
Demi
for it.
Lovato has spoken openly about living with bipolar disorder.
We'll let them think.
I think everybody knows this answer.
100%. I've seen this so many times. This is a fact. This is a fact. Just because from my personal memory, from what I remember about Demi Lovato, though.
She's huge, and she like does a lot of like mental health awareness, and she always talks about like the importance of seeking help and breaking the stigma of seeing a shrink.
Yeah.
Right? You know, yes, I do feel like our psychiatrists are over prescribing, but when you do have bipolar, you know, that's very dangerous too. When you go through manic episodes, if you don't treat it, it's very, very dangerous. And I think she kind of like was the one who brought the awareness out and said, hey, listen, I did have bipolar disorder and I did get treated and I'm better. Look, I'm functioning perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah. If you seek treatment, you know, sometimes you are right about that stigma about seeing a shrink or seeing a psychiatrist, and you'd be surprised on how much it helps. You know, you don't necessarily have to always jump into medication, especially if the symptoms are affecting the quality of your life. And I would recommend medication, especially if you're manic or you know, psychotic episodes. But if it's controlled, definitely maybe some therapy or talk to your psychiatrist to see what other options you have too. So, all right, ready for the fourth one?
Let's do it.
Shaquille O'Neal, ladies and gentlemen, Shaq. So Shaq was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Fact or fiction, by the way. It's a condition that affects your breathing during sleep.
I think we all have that. I think you definitely have it.
I've been snoring like crazy, by the way.
Fact, obviously.
Yep.
Anytime you look at Shaq.
Yeah, he looks like he needs a CPAP right there.
He should be a sponsor for that.
I think so, poor guy.
You know, they've been talking about it so much with, like, you've heard, like, Dana White and everybody else talk about, like, how much they hate wearing that mask. I feel like it's the biggest problem with sleep apnea.
It is.
They do have all kind of alternatives now.
Yeah,
you don't need to do surgery and wear a mask. There's other things that you could do.
Well, there's a lot of them that also like mention, breathing through our nose. I think a lot of us are just mouth breathers.
Yeah.
And that's if you have a bigger neck or thicker neck or you're overweight or morbidly obese, you're gonna have lack of oxygen delivery, especially when you sleep and especially if you snore. But if you breathe through your nose, if we practice to breathe through our nose, we could actually get full delivery of oxygen. That'll help a lot unless you have blockage. But yeah, I mean, really the only way is positive airway pressure, man.
Yeah.
It's got a continuous positive airway pressure.
And with some people, like when they're younger, with their adenoids.
Yeah.
A lot of people,
100%.
And so, like, if you have a wider neck, you're higher risk for it.
Yeah.
If you're overweight, you're higher risk for it. If you still have your tonsils, your adenoids, all of those things that are obstructing your airway, you're definitely higher risk for it.
Fact.
Which I think that's where it happened with me.
You're right.
All right, you ready?
Go for it. Show me.
Kim Kardashian, Kim Kardashian has psoriasis, an autoimmune skin condition.
You know what? I actually heard about this. This is a fact. She does suffer from psoriasis, but she controls it pretty well. And psoriasis is, first of all, is not contagious. You get these kind of like red rash, kind of blotchy, irritated type rash that you have, and it can get on the elbows, you can get on your knees, you can get anywhere in the body. It's not contagious, and she does suffer from that as well.
Yeah,
and a lot of
it's crazy how much she hides it. You would never think.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't see it, but a lot of people.
When you're that
sad.
rich,
it's that scaly type rash that you get.
100%.
Yep. So, all right, ready?
Yes, sir.
This guy was pretty popular for a while. Johnny Depp.
Yeah, his ex-wife shit on his bed, didn't she?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So Johnny Depp has tinnitus. It's a condition causing constant ringing in the ears from years of performing in loud environments. Fact or fiction?
You guys want to answer?
Doot.
Fact. So,
yes,
you want to tell me?
Yeah. So tinnitus is actually pretty common, and a lot of people have it. Unfortunately, the downfall to tinnitus is that there's not really much treatment options.
So depressing,
and
bro.
It's sad. And you look at a lot of our veterans, because of the war and the bombs and the shooting, they suffer from horrible tinnitus. But one thing that I do recommend for a lot of my patients, and what I've been recommending, is maybe like small headphones and listening to music.
Yeah.
It actually kind of blocks off a lot of that noise. So
can you imagine, guys at home, just hearing a ringing noise in your ear all day? For everyone that has tinnitus,
disaster.
I'm sorry you're going through this. There are certain treatments that can help, but like I have not seen many people get better with the treatment options they have out there.
Yeah, there isn't. That's the problem. Is there really isn't, Mo. But you know what? There are certain medications like aspirin can cause tinnitus, and a lot of people
like overdosing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got to be very careful. If you're taking a lot of aspirin and you're having these issues, maybe hold the aspirin for a little bit. Talk to your doctor first to make sure you don't need it. But trying to hold the aspirin because it could be causing a lot of your tinnitus. So.
100%.
So yeah.
All right. This is also one of my favorite singers. Adele revealed she underwent gastric bypass surgery to lose weight, okay, and improve her health. A lot of people thought that. So I don't know.
She
You
lost
tell me.
Tons of weight.
Yes.
Tons of weight. And honestly, I looked into this before even starting this podcast today, and there was no evidence of her getting any gastric bypass or surgery. She did it naturally with supposedly, right? Lifestyle modifications.
Yep.
Or is that a question?
So no, it's fiction. So
it's
Adele
fiction, right?
did choose. She lost her weight through lifestyle changes, and she did no surgeries. So for everybody out there wondering if Adele did gastric bypass, she did not. She dieted, she did exercise, she changed her lifestyle completely, and she looks amazing. And you can tell the difference between people that have done surgery versus people that have changed their life, exercise, sleep, diet. They look so much healthier than the people that have done the surgery. I'm not against people that have done the surgery. I'm just saying you can tell, like as a doctor, I can tell right away for somebody that has done it versus somebody that hasn't.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a lot of complications that come with the gastric bypass, like vitamin deficiencies and GI complications, dumping syndrome. There's so many things that we got to be very careful with.
Vitamins, they're always deficient in vitamins.
Absolutely.
And God forbid you start eating too much.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's
careful.
a disaster.
Well, a lot of them can't even eat anything, so they become malnourished. They lose a lot of weight. So no, there's nothing better than a healthier lifestyle and just losing it naturally. All right, our next guy, this guy publicly shared this with us. So, fact or fiction? Charlie Sheen publicly shared that he is living with HIV.
That's crazy. I honestly did not know that he shared that.
Yeah.
So
it's fact.
It's fact.
Yep.
Yeah. So, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
That's your answer.
No, I was
Sorry.
just saying because he was very open about his diagnosis with HIV. He was, and he actually did a lot. He raised a lot of awareness for HIV, and he's comfortable with it. And I love how positive he is, and how he's pushing a lot of people to get treatment and to
I did
raise
not know
awareness
that, by the
for
way.
HIV.
I swear to God, I did not know that.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, bro. He had it. Well,
And
you gotta admit, Charlie Sheen
that's
was
so sad because he slept with so much women
pretty
too.
active.
Like, he's very sexually active. That's
popular.
like, I honestly I'm so against like if you have it. Here's the thing. When I was in Louisiana, everyone knows New Orleans, Louisiana is like top 3 for HIV.
Yeah.
Okay. And people do get sad. Now there are children. I've had people where they have sores in their mouth. They feed their children, or when they deliver a baby and the baby ends up with HIV and people treat them so bad.
So sad.
You should not. There's people that when their viral load is undetectable, AJ, it's like basically not having HIV. I'm not telling you to go sleep around.
Yeah, but you if it's the viral load is low, it's like you don't have it.
I have patients right now. The husband and wife been sleeping with each other for 40 years, and he's been his no viral detection and nothing. She's never got it, and
It's amazing.
No condoms, nothing.
Amazing.
So again, be safe, protect yourself.
Yep.
Well, also HIV nowadays, people live longer than people with diabetes.
Absolutely.
So do be safe with sex, have safe sex, but if you do have it, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
There are treatment options.
Agree. All right. The next one, your turn.
That's mine. Venus Williams was diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome, an autoimmune disease that affects moisturizing producing glands that have such dry mouth all the time.
Yeah.
Sjogren's. That's how you say it.
fact.
Sjogren's.
Yeah, that's a fact. She is diagnosed with it. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, man. So Sjogren's syndrome causes dryness in the eyes, mouth, along with joint pain, fatigue. But dude, she continued to be the best in the world, despite having. That's just crazy to think about. That she had this autoimmune disease, and for people that don't know what autoimmune disease is, basically your body attacking itself.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
And it's so hard to control.
You can't
because. Just immune system, right?
Yep.
Make sure you're getting sleep. Make sure you're eating healthy. Making sure you're exercising.
Exactly.
The healthier you are, the less chances of you having flares.
100% agree with you. All right, next one. Nick Jonas. So, fact or fiction? Nick Jonas has been managing type 2 diabetes since childhood.
I think almost every single person in the world knows that Nick Jonas had type 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do.
They
Especially
knew
as
that.
childhood, right?
As childhood. Yeah, we just talked about this earlier. So tell me about it, AJ.
So, yeah, he's had type 1 diabetes, which we all know is an autoimmune process typically. The pancreas just does not produce any insulin. So, and a lot of these people, like I said earlier, are diagnosed early. So, Nick Jonas, I mean, he's fairly thin. I'm sure he exercises, and he's been diagnosed since childhood. So, that is definitely fiction. It's because he has type 1 diabetes, not type 2 diabetes.
And also being organized. I had a lot of friends that type 1 diabetes where they had the insulin pump, and they're just so organized because you got to make sure you eat. You got to make sure you do the proper things because you want to avoid hypoglycemic episodes. And that is a horrible feeling for all you diabetics on insulin. You know what that feels like.
I agree.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. Robin Williams was diagnosed with ALS, which contributed to his mental health struggles. Fact or fiction?
I know for a fact that that's false, which is fiction. Why? Because first of all, the dementia part is a little bit different than ALS. But
so he had dementia, not ALS.
He had Lewy body dementia, which is a lot of Lewy body is very kind of. A lot of people also with Parkinson's may have a little bit of Lewy body dementia as well too.
They are associated with each other.
Yes. So it wasn't ALS. It was dementia, Lewy body dementia.
And that's so sad. He committed suicide, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Unfortunately.
And do you feel like that contributed a little bit to it? Maybe.
I think nobody, especially people when you don't suffer from dementia, you don't know what's going on in their mind. And we've seen tons of patients with dementia, how depressing it is when you don't even recognize yourself, your family, your spouse. And I can't imagine what they go through on a daily basis. So
depressing.
I would never advocate for people to hurt themselves or commit suicide, but it was a horrible loss for humanity.
He was one of my favorite people ever, man.
He was amazing. And may you rest in peace.
Also, like with dementia, I always tell my patients that like, if you have a significant other or a father or mother that has dementia, don't keep reminding them that they're repeating the same thing. It does not help. If you have dementia and your mom says, "What are we eating?" 5 minutes later, "What are we eating?" Don't keep saying you're asking the same question because now you're causing anxiety. Anxiety is causing a mind block. Don't go down that path. Just answer the question for them. They don't remember.
They don't.
Don't blame them for that.
Yeah, I agree. That's
sad. Your turn.
It's really sad. So Prince Harry has been open about seeking therapy to cope with the grief of losing his mom, Princess Diana.
I love Princess Diana.
She rest in peace. She was, I really loved her a lot. So was that fact or fiction?
I think everybody knows that's a fact.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, man. So he's a big advocate for mental health.
He's had a rough year, man.
He has.
He's had a lot of negative towards him.
And it was a good way for him to process his trauma and his loss of his mother. Because losing a mom alone, and especially a woman like that, it was really, really hard for him when he was young. So, yep, that's a fact.
All right, let's do it. We got a lot of type 1 and type 2s, huh?
Oh, yeah.
For you guys, everybody watching, did you guys know that any of these celebrities had these conditions? If you did, let us know in the comments. All right. Halle Berry was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and credited a healthy diet with managing her condition. Fact or fiction?
I know that because I love Halle Berry too. That's a fact.
Yeah, she does have type 1. And again, it goes back with being organized. If you're a type 1 and you're on an insulin pump, you notice that a lot of type 1s are skinny.
Yeah.
And the type 2s are overweight.
100%.
For some reason, every time you see that.
Yep, that's a good point.
And so, yes, it is not easy doing it, but to be that big of a name and have type 1 with no excuses, I'm sinking in, sorry.
Yeah. No, but you're right, though. You're right. I mean, you can look, the majority of them are thin. You look at all these type 1s. I rarely see a type 1 diabetic that's overweight or obese. A lot of them are very thin. Especially, you want to know why, too, bro? Like, a lot of them, because of their condition, they really can't eat that much, like that crazy. They've got to be very careful,
And some of them will have nausea and other symptoms, which kind of make it harder too.
So our next person, which is one of my favorites, also Gigi Hadid,
Palestinian queen,
has spoken about her diagnosis of Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disorder. Fact or fiction?
I'm going to be completely honest with you on this one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have heard that she's had some type of thyroid issues, so I'm gonna say fact, but I've never really heard people talk about it. Is it?
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure. But
she did suffer from Hashimoto's. Basically, Hashimoto's is also like another autoimmune where the body attacks itself, and the thyroid literally is attacking itself, so it causes fatigue, weakness, and the sad part about it is initially a lot of Hashimoto's patients can initially suffer with hyperthyroidism initially, and then it drops into hypothyroid. And I have a lot of patients that I actually switched from that thyrotoxicosis or that Hashimoto's thyroiditis into into a hypothyroid state. So we actually have to replace
because they have
levothyroxine.
Hashimoto's and they have Graves, right?
Yeah.
And so like when people try to differentiate between symptoms of like hypothyroid, low thyroid function versus hypo usually they gain weight, they get constipation,
weakness,
and they feel cold, right? Whereas hyper, they're sweating, they lose weight, and sometimes diarrhea in some cases.
Palpitations sometimes because elevated heart rate too. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Rihanna has lupus, and she has spoken about it during her interviews. Fact or fiction?
I've never heard of it, so I'm gonna say fiction. I don't know.
So it is fiction, but for everybody watching, if Rihanna didn't have lupus, there's a big celebrity that does have lupus, and to give you a little hint, she had a renal transplant from one of her friends.
Yeah.
And if you know, let us know. Yeah. And that is Selena Gomez. So Selena Gomez, everybody has heard about this. She's had lupus. She had a renal transplant. Lupus really affects the kidneys so bad, man. Lupus is a very difficult disease to have.
It really
and
is.
I do feel bad for people that have it. All right, let's do the next one.
Are you a believer?
I'm a believer.
Are you?
I love Justin, yeah.
Justin Bieber revealed that he has Lyme disease, which impacted his energy and skin. Fact or fiction? MJ, shoot.
I really don't know the answer to this.
Okay.
I'm going to say fiction. Wrong?
Fact.
Is it fact? I did not know that. I did not know
disease.
that.
Yeah. So this is typically very common from a tick bite, right?
Okay.
So you get it from a tick bite, and it tends to cause fever, muscle weakness.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Neurological
So
problems.
you think you like went hiking?
100%. People
Like
go
up
hiking,
north, right? So it's usually
come
up
back,
north.
fever, like unknown origin. They have no idea. The fever's not going down. Severe muscle weakness. Guarantee you'll find a tick somewhere in his body if you actually do a good physical exam. And or if the tick just falls off, that could also cause. So you can really treat it with antibiotics.
It looks like a bullseye, right?
Yep.
The rash looks like a bullseye, and you usually treat it with.
Yeah, it's treatable with antibiotics.
Yep. So Meghan Markle has spoken about suffering from postpartum depression after having her first child.
I have no
I didn't
idea.
even she had a child.
I don't know. I don't even
Some
know
of
if
these
she had a
celebrities,
child.
guys, we don't know very well.
Fiction? I don't even know. I honestly don't know.
It's actually fact.
Okay.
So postpartum depression is common and it's treatable after obviously delivering your baby. It's huge, man. I have seen postpartum depression for everybody, every mother out there. You always, the second you deliver your baby, you feel it.
Yeah.
You like
Sad,
have this
unfortunately.
feeling inside of you where you feel empty and you feel
Blues.
incomplete. And
Yeah. Postpartum blues, postpartum depression. It's real, unfortunately.
Yeah, and do not ever tell your mother or your wife that it's not real and they don't have depression.
No,
it's real, guys.
It's real. And you got to seek help. 100%.
And if you haven't and you're a guy, you didn't deliver a baby, so shut up. Shut your mouth.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. All righty. Zayn Malik. He's been open about having social anxiety and how it impacted his career. Fact or fiction?
That's like the most obvious thing ever. Of course he has anxiety.
Yeah,
yes,
he does.
fact.
That's fact.
That's something I know just because that's what everybody talks about. And he had such a tough time. Was it X Factor?
Was it? I don't know.
Was it? I thought it was I don't know if it was X Factor, but I do remember he had horrible anxiety even performing the first time.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It might have been X Factor.
He was panicking.
Or Britain's Got Talent. Or was that what it is? Or,
Maybe.
Or it might have been X Factor. I can't remember. But you're right. You're probably right.
Maybe it is Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. If you
I
guys
don't
know,
know.
let us know in the comments. But
But you are right. But see, anxiety can affect your thought process. It can affect your mood. And it definitely can affect your career, especially if you're in a career where you need to meet people, see people, be in a bunch of crowds. If you have horrible anxiety,
he
that's
hates being
definitely
around
gonna mess
people,
it up.
bro.
Yeah,
He hates it. You can tell right away.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he had a baby, and they separated, and that obviously made his anxiety 10 times worse.
But you know what? Let me ask you a question. The problem here that you have to understand is that like maybe a lot of people start suffering from anxiety after things start to happen. Maybe he didn't have it until his career took off like that. Then all of a sudden
Maybe it
he
was
sees
mild.
himself surrounded.
Yeah.
Is it generalized anxiety? Is it situational anxiety?
Look
I
at
don't
all the
know.
celebrities.
Yeah. Everybody, they
Justin
hate being
Bieber,
around
Selena
people.
Gomez,
Yeah.
Zayn Malik.
Yeah.
Every single celebrity that got big, especially when they were at a young age, when they got too popular, it like ruined their life.
It does completely.
I would
ruin your
never
life.
want my child to like be
hell
famous.
No, hell no.
It's just not
horrible.
worth it.
It's horrible.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
Kylie Jenner has been diagnosed with body dysmorphic disorder, which she has discussed in her reality show.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't. She does not.
It does sound like, but I know, but like,
Like I could see that, but she's so confident she doesn't give a shit.
I don't know, bro. I feel like she's not confident. I feel like that's why she has to do all these surgeries.
Really? I don't know. I think it's fiction. Honestly,
It is fiction, but
Yeah.
questionable for me. Okay, maybe she doesn't have body dysmorphic disorder, but there's no record that says Kylie is having body dysmorphic. But she just seems.
Maybe she was just anxious and she about how she
Because
looks.
she's
but
already
to have
skinny, she's
complete
already
body
beautiful.
dysmorphia-
But why do you have to keep changing yourself, though?
I don't know. More people just want to look better. I think there's a lot of people that are in the same category. They just want to keep doing surgeries and look better. And a
Like,
lot of people
I look perfect, and I have it. Like sometimes I feel like I'm overweight, but like I'm
you
perfect.
should be the example of perfection. Honestly, if you look up perfect in the dictionary, you'll see MJ's face.
Zoom in right here.
Yep. Yeah. What's
That's
that?
right,
Oh, it's cute.
Look
Oh,
at that.
That's good.
Even Babel is enjoying that right there.
Yeah, that's nice. It's very cute. MJ loves to show off his biceps, by the way.
I've showed it one time in all the episodes.
I guarantee you, we could do a compilation of videos you showing your bicep. There's at
I
least
feel like
20 videos.
I show off my legs because I worked really hard on my
no,
legs.
You show off your legs on Instagram, but here is
I think I'm
always
the
your
only
bicep.
guy in the
Always.
world that like will lift his shorts and show his legs.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah,
they
you're
show
literally
their
the only guy that'll
bicep.
do that.
But you know how hard
so
it is to
weird.
get your legs bigger. Like
so
you
weird.
worked out legs once in the last 6 years.
I get it, bro.
So it's a little bit
good
different
for you, bro. Good for you. We're happy for you.
Thank you, man.
We
I
are. We're
appreciate
happy
it.
for you that you get to lift heavy and stuff, and you got big muscles. You just look at you. Oh, that's the third time already. Literally in a minute and a half. Literally 3 times. Oh, good for you. So okay, I don't know why he
sorry.
does that. I don't know. It's just
I have
it makes
body
him feel better. I
dysmorphic
don't know. He's got body dysmorphia. All right,
Your turn.
This is the last one before we jump into the matchup. Okay,
Yes.
The last one. Ready? Matthew McConaughey.
So funny, dude.
Yeah, bro. What's his? How's his accent? Matthew McConaughey.
I'm not really good at his accent. I think they'll make fun of me if I
You
do it.
know, he always loves to speak about like positive
No.
reinforcement and.
If you know, you know. Guys, in the comments, we're not going to say it, but for all the guys that watch our show, let us know what movie that was from.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Don't tell them. Let them write in the comments.
All right. What movie is that from?
Well,
Say
I'm
it.
going to be looking for it.
So, he had vocal cord surgery after losing his voice for 6 months. True or false? Or fact or fiction? Sorry.
I don't remember him ever losing his voice, but I'm going to. Here's the thing. I don't know the answer. I truly don't. But I'm going to say fiction because I've never heard of it. But
Well, you're right because there's really no evidence of Matthew ever losing his voice. I don't know where the hell they come up with this shit, but yeah.
No.
But yeah, and he didn't require any surgery, so we're good.
And honestly, if people are interested in this and they like it, we can pick another 20 celebrities next time
Deal.
and do a whole bunch.
I love that. That's perfect.
I need to
Follow
get
us
some
on
food.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook.
We're about to hit 60K on YouTube,
Yep.
guys. Thank you guys so much for
So
that.
thanks
We
for all the
appreciate
support.
you. Hit the subscribe button.
All the
we love you
love.
guys.
Welcome back to the Celebrity Medical Matchup with Dr. AJ and Dr. MJ, Mr. Muscle Man.
I did it again.
The
God.
muscle man with the bicep. He loves to show off his bicep many times. Which legendary musician, and I'm talking about legendary musician, revealed their Alzheimer's diagnosis in 2021, sparking conversations about dementia awareness? Remember this.
He had Alzheimer's and he was a legendary musician?
Yeah.
How the hell
Think
did he
old
remember his
school. Think
lines?
old school.
But how did he remember his lines?
Well, that's fine. Well, I mean, he's probably not as active as he is now, but he
Yeah.
had it. I'll tell you what it is. Ready?
Yeah, I don't know.
The answer is Tony Bennett.
Okay.
Woo, Tony. So Tony Bennett continued
That's
performing.
crazy.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Despite his diagnosis, he kept on raising awareness about the challenges of Alzheimer's disease. And you and I both know how challenging this disease is as we see it every single day. So I don't wish that on anybody. Alzheimer's
man,
is
Alzheimer's
the worst
is
thing to ever
horrible.
happen.
It's horrible.
Honestly. So yeah. Tony Bennett, Alzheimer's. Your turn.
Okay. Which actress was diagnosed with MS, which is multiple sclerosis, in 2021, leading her to advocate for a better understanding of the condition?
Shit, man, MS is common. I don't know. Is she old or young?
I can't give you that.
Can you give me a hint of what show she was in or something? Or a movie?
No.
No? You're such an asshole. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Who is it?
Christina Applegate.
Applegate.
I just said it as a joke.
Applegate. It's like you're so Arab. Applegate.
Her name is Her name is Christina Applegate.
Well, if I know Christina Applegate, she was in Beverly Hills 90210, I believe, and some other.
I honestly
movies
don't
as
even
well.
remember her.
Yeah. So.
But
yeah.
so multiple sclerosis is a condition that affects the central nervous system, causing symptoms like fatigue, weakness, and mobility issues. MS is horrible.
Oh,
You know what works really well for my patients? Hemp oil.
I heard hemp oil and actually CBD oil or marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard a lot of my patients.
That's
who have
one of the
MS are
conditions I
on
feel like it
marijuana.
would be good for.
Yep, they have a medical marijuana card. It helps a lot, especially with their nerve pain. That's the biggest issue: their nerve pain, their weakness. Anyway, okay. Question 3. Ready?
Yes.
Which tennis star? This is easy because we did that earlier.
We just did it, so I better
Which
get
tennis star was diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome, which is an autoimmune disease that affects moisture-producing glands?
Venus Williams.
Yep, you're right.
Just because we talked about it
Yeah,
earlier
we
with
did.
the Sjogren's.
You're absolutely right.
And we kind of already
And
explained
it was
that.
a tennis star. I mean, how many tennis
As soon
stars
as you
do
said
really
tennis
know?
star, I
And
was like,
Sjogren's,
I got
yeah,
it.
you got
This is easy.
Yep.
Which singer revealed their diagnosis of fibromyalgia, a chronic pain condition that affects the muscles and soft tissue?
Is it a he or a she?
She. She's a she, and her name is associated with she.
She, like a woman?
Yes, but a different word for woman.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. I love Lady Gaga.
So Lady Gaga has been open about fibromyalgia affects her daily life, raising awareness about invisible illness. Now, this when they say invisible illness, because you can't do a biopsy, you can't do blood work. It's 12 tender points, right?
Yep.
From your neck down. If you have 12 tender points from your neck down, you have fibromyalgia. Me personally, should I talk about it?
I don't believe in it.
Okay,
I don't believe
guys,
it's
I'm sorry. It's
real.
not that we don't believe in it, because we're gonna get chewed up for this so bad. But I just feel like you shouldn't put it in your head.
Yeah.
Like, because once you put it in your head, anytime you have pain or whatever it is, you automatically associate it with it. But let's not go down that path, because I've talked about it with people and they've chewed me up for it.
Well, I just don't. Okay, so we're not questioning their pain. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that they don't have pain. I just don't think that fibromyalgia, I just think it's multifactorial. You got a bunch of things going on, and that's me personally. And you ask a lot of neurologists as well. They'd say the same exact thing. So no. I think that you need strengthening, exercise, hydration, and it'll help your symptoms. It might not completely resolve your issues, but it'll help.
100%.
Anyway, which actor, oh, you're going to know this. Which actor known for his role in the Back to the Future movie, love that movie, one of my favorites, was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at the age of 29?
That's sad, but I think every person in the world knows this, and that's Michael J. Fox.
100%. Yeah, Michael J. Fox is the man.
Man, Parkinson's is horrible.
Oh, it's a disaster.
They usually have a resting tremor.
Yep.
So you know how people have like tremors when they move?
Yep.
That's called an essential tremor. And so if you're shaking, what they have this called pill rolling. When you see somebody doing like this, or they have a tremor at rest, and they have a shuffling gait. So usually they can't lift up their legs,
Yep.
and they have their arms on the side and they're shuffling. That's usually Parkinson's.
Yep. Or that stoop posture.
Stoop posture.
That stoop
Or
posture.
mask-like features.
Yep.
Where you're like, man, this dude has no facial
Facial,
expressions.
yep.
Why?
Yeah, it's sad.
That's Parkinson's.
For sure.
All right, AJ. Which pop star revealed their diagnosis? No, we just did this. Should we do it?
Why not?
All right. Which pop star revealed their diagnosis of Lyme disease, a tick-borne illness that causes fatigue and joint pain?
Show you off. Tonight I'm gonna show you off. Yeah.
That's the only song you thought about out of all of them? Baby.
I'm gonna party like it's 30-12 tonight.
Why are you picking the hardest ones? What
know.
about like baby,
Baby, baby, all right, baby, baby, baby. Oh, that's Bieber, because I'm a believer.
Yes, sir. Yes, you are.
Yes, I'm a big believer in Justin Bieber. All right. Joe, ready?
Yes.
Which actor announced his... No, that shouldn't be. We'll not do that. Which actor announced his retirement after being diagnosed with aphasia, a condition affecting communication skills? Oh, this was pretty...
I do know this. I do know this because we talked about it in the past. Bruce Willis.
Yep.
You're
right.
Tell me what aphasia is and kind of tell me why it's affected his career.
It typically happens from like strokes or brain injuries where they're unable to really like speak. They can't really just talk.
Like me
and that's what it
sometimes.
is. You stutter.
Guys, by the way, I have not eaten anything all day today, okay? That's why I'm struggling.
Yeah, that's not healthy, by the way. Don't listen to MJ. He should be
Intermittent
eating.
fasting.
He should be eating. All right. So, yeah. So that's what it is, really. You really can't speak. And a lot of them sometimes can't even read or
really
write,
can't
too.
speak.
So, all right. You're up.
All right, this one, if you don't get, I'm swinging at you. Okay?
horrible.
Which model and actress, I don't know about actress, she hasn't done too many roles,
Yeah.
but which model has been vocal about struggles with vitiligo, a condition causes skin depigmentation?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Come on, bro.
I really don't know.
And it sounds really bad, but like they look like the cow-like colors.
They look like a cow?
So like they have dark skin and then they have like Michael Jackson had.
Yeah, I know Michael Jackson had vitiligo.
But it's a model. Everybody knows her.
I don't know her, honestly.
Winnie Harlow.
I don't even.
She's
I don't know.
dating the basketball player.
Oh, I don't know. Which musician and actress was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and became an advocate for mental health awareness?
We're gonna do this again, AJ.
just say it. It's Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato.
Yeah, you know that. That's easy. All right.
All right.
Which actor was diagnosed with prosopagnosia, also known as face blindness?
For everybody out there, go ahead and try to say that. So what is that, first of all?
Face blindness, where you just don't recognize faces. You do that a lot.
I know this, yeah.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
Well, you look so much like me that I can't not recognize you.
But
You're just the
this is
uglier
only
version
one.
of me.
Definitely not.
I don't know. Who is it?
Brad Pitt, actually, which makes a lot of sense because he's always looks confused.
He does.
Right? He always looks confused. He's just like, who are you again? You know? He's like,
Does Mark Wahlberg have COPD? Because
I don't
why
know.
is every scene he's huffing and puffing? Right?
I don't know. He probably
man.
does.
Hey, man.
Yeah, we gotta check it.
Hey. Why is he always huffing and puffing?
Well,
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know in the comments if this is something you're interested in the future.
Yep.
That was fun. That was
It
good.
was.